Can you share, what are, some of the more impactful small adjustments that marketers can make along those lines?
Yeah, oftentimes people that email marketing, they may say, "Oh, it doesn't work for me." I'll say, "Well, you're not focused on these little things that like have a big impact." And marketers generally have it backwards. They'll work on their creative or their copy and their offer and everything inside the email. And then they spend no time on their subject line when if you don't get it opened, in my opinion, who actually cares
Right.
what's in the email? Right. So believe it or not, there are very, very little things that cost you nothing, that take no time, that you can do in your subject line that can significantly change the number of people that are opening up your emails. And one of the biggest things that people don't realize is nobody reads the whole subject line. They don't. You could literally put at the end of the subject line, Greg is super uncool, and no one would ever see that because they don't read the whole thing. They read the first few characters, maybe the first word or two, and then they decide whether they're going to go further. So what you put in those first few characters is everything. So for example, if you start your subject line with a number, the 7 pitfalls to avoid, the 3 biggest, trends in fashion, whatever it is, a number as the first character, a numerical number actually will lift your open rate, the percentage of people opening up your email by over 15% than if you didn't start it, with a number. Why? Because when you're doing that social scroll in your inbox, that little thing, that millisecond that somebody pauses and grabs our attention, those first few characters, is what's going to be the game changer. Other things that you could do in the first few characters, for example, is capitalizing the entire first word or phrase of your subject line, not just the first letter of the word. If you write the word new, N-E-W, maybe it's new guide, you capitalize the whole thing, or big sale if you're on the consumer side. Every letter, okay, in those words or phrases are capitalized. Again, it's that millisecond pause that grabs their attention, or even emoji. As silly as they sound, they're a graphical symbol that will get you to pause, and you don't need to use a smiley face. You could use a calendar, you could use a check mark, you could use whatever, and all these things allow you to grab that attention. And the things that you always want to be saying to yourself, what am I doing to get my email opened and not everybody else's? And the world has changed. People think, oh, if I use an emoji, if I capitalize a word, if I do use a number, I'm going to the junk folder or spam folder. That's information from 10 years ago. That's not the case anymore. That's not why you go to the junk folder or spam folder. So I would focus a lot of energy at the start of your subject